Hello and welcome to Daily News Analysis by Abid Shiksha. Today is 23rd of January 2023 and this is the list for you. Alright, so today is Parakram Diwas and it is celebrated because of commemoration of Netaji's birth anniversary, right? Birth anniversary, and this year it is 126th birth anniversary of Subhash Chandra Bose. This is one motto he gave: freedom is not given, it is taken. Okay, so on his birth anniversary, India celebrates Parakram Diwas. Now here, this news from PIB on the right hand side. This is released by the Prime Minister's office, and here it is written that certain islands of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, those were not named before, they will be named after certain Param Veer Chakra awardees. At least 21 Param Veer Chakra awardees. These are the names you can go through. Okay. So, to honor the memory of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Rose Islands, which is in Andaman and Nicobar, was renamed as Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Dweep in 2018, right? Then same way, Neil Island and Havelock Island also has been renamed as Shahid Dweep and Swaraj Dweep. So this year also, 21 largest unnamed islands of the island will be named after 21 Paramveer Chakra awardees. So these are the names, right? In the next news, this is sourced from the Hindu. This is DGCA issues new norms for what? For duty timings. Duty timings of air traffic controllers. Now, air traffic controllers, what they do? They coordinate flights, arrival or departure, coordinate flights basically. So you can see there is a watchtower like this in every airport. So DGCA, which is the governing body of airport, has issued new norms for duty timings of air traffic controllers. Now it has rejected one proposal by Airports Authority of India, who wanted relaxation for airports with fewer flights. Okay, but DGCA has rejected the proposal. Instead, they issued a new guidelines. So this guidelines was first notified in 2020. Then now again 2023 new guidelines. It is stating that there will be four categories of airports. Okay, four categories of airports. So what are the four categories? One is the airports that has 500 or more flights. This is the first category. Then second category is airports handling up to 100 flights. Then the third category is 30 and fourth is 10. So these are the categories of airports. Now according to these categories, the duty controllers or air traffic controllers will be assigned duty which will not exceed more than 12 hours a day. Okay, and also it will not exceed in total 48 hours in a week. So basically, on an average, a person or an air traffic controller will have 6 to 7 hours of work. All right. So this was the proposal. This is the new norms. So if you calculate this hours, it should not cross 180 hours per month or 30 days. Okay, 30 days, 180 hours. So basically 6 hours a day for every air traffic controller, if you have to count. Now, this is to ensure that the manpower are not fatigued or unfit, right? And as far as Airports Authority of India, there is a huge gap of trained controllers in the recruitment process. So an air recruitee takes 2 years at least to be trained as a controller. So the full force may not be ready by 2025 also, as per as Airports Authority of India. That's why they wanted a relaxation in smaller or in fewer flights airport areas. They wanted relaxation for the duty controllers so that they can use the manpower somewhere else. But now DGCA has given this notification categorizing the airports and the timings as well. Okay, so this is again one more point I have to mention here is this a roster 5 days in advance. So a roster will be prepared 5 days in advance for duty air traffic controllers so that they can coordinate and they can plan their rest day and they do not perform administrative duties beyond the duty period according to the roster, right? So this was all about the new norms. The third news is from Hindu again. So this is economy address from move to clean energy. So we have to understand there was a study conducted on India's financial sector and the risk of the economy when we are planning to transition from fossil fuel to clean energy sources, right? So this study was published in Global Environmental Change Journal last week. Now, according to the study, it has been found that over 60% of lending to the mining sector, right? So let me write it here. 60% of lending, right? To whom? To mining sector. To mining sector goes solely for oil and gas extraction, right? Then 5.2% of outstanding credit is by electricity production, and 17.5% of this lending is only to pure play renewables. So 60% of lending in mining sector goes to oil and gas, and 17.5% goes to renewable energy. So there is a huge gap in financial lending in terms of energy production, right? And this lending mostly goes to sectors like power generation, chemicals, iron and steel and aviation. They account for 10% here, 10%. Right. Now India, as per our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, in 2021, he already stated that India is trying to reach net zero emissions by 2070. So to do that, we are cutting down our source of electricity from non-fossil sources. Now, from fossil sources by 2030, that is half of our electricity consumption or demand will be sourced from non-fossil sources by 2030, moving to cleaner energy. Now, the problem here is the financial decisions of Indian banks and institutional investors are locking the country into a more polluting, more expensive energy. Like how? Here, the statement is here. For example, only 17.5% of bank lending goes to power sector that provides to source renewable energy. Now, India has much higher electricity from carbon sources. So 60% of it, you can imagine the amount, is from carbon sources, which is higher than world average also, despite our potential for cheap solar, wind and small hydropower. So shifting towards this, definitely shifting towards the renewable energy sources would definitely have huge benefits like cheaper electricity, cleaner air, fewer emissions, etc. But then to compensate that transition, we need at least $3 trillion to meet these commitments. Basically, $3 trillion would be needed for our country to actually this one, go for cleaner energy, right? So this is a huge amount. Now, this also plays a big understanding problem, because to compensate this $3 trillion, we have to definitely cut down on certain things, right? So if we ask this high carbon industries, which accounts 10% of outstanding debt to Indian banks, these industries, though 10% looks small, but then they are heavily indebted. So they have less financial capacity to respond to shocks and stresses. Now, if suddenly the Indian government decides that, okay, we're moving towards cleaner energy, so these industries need to cut down and they have to, shift towards the new energy sources. This will actually impact them much more, because they are heavily indebted and they have fewer or less financial capacity to respond to this kind of shocks and stresses. Thereby, it will also increase the monetary involvement in this transition, right? So that will be more costlier. So this was the news by Hindu. In terms of economy, we can understand certain things like what is the transition risk, then what is this environmental, social, governance risk, right? So all these terms you can look up. All right. Then we come to the next news source from PIB. This is the first meeting of Youth 20. Now, what is Youth 20? Few days back, we also have talked about B20, right? Business 20. So now Youth 20, which is going to be held in Guwahati from 6th to 8th February. Now, the key features: around 12,000 students from over 50 colleges and universities across 34 districts of Assam will meet in the summit. Then there will be 5 themes in the summit, and 400 selected students from Assam will participate at the central event that will be held at IIT Guwahati on 7th of February. Right? Now, this is the first time a youth summit, Youth 20 summit, is being held on the sidelines or on the likes of G20 summit. Right? So this will be held in Guwahati from 6th to 8th February 2023. Now, what are the 5 themes they are planning to discuss on? The focus areas. The focus areas of 5 themes, here you can see 5 themes, okay, are climate change and disaster risk reduction, then peace building and reconciliation, youth in democracy and health, well-being and sports. So these are the 5 themes that will be covered. Okay. Now this Youth 20, like B20 also, is under the G20 umbrella. Alright. This is sourced from the Assam Tribune, and this act, Food Security Act, is going to cover 40 lakh new beneficiaries in the state, in our state. 40 lakh new beneficiaries. Now what is the issue? As stated by Assam government, by the end of the March this year, around 40 lakh new beneficiaries will be added to the list of National Food Security Act. Now according to National Food Security Act, every beneficiary gets 5 kilo of rice a month free of cost. So National Food Security Act gives beneficiaries 5 kg of free rice, right, every month. Now what is the issue with the Assam government? Why Assam government is rejoicing this decision is that the central government has now decided to provide rice to the states free of cost, and due to this Assam will save 40 crore a month. Now how this can be saved? So if you look at the Food Security Act, right, so Assam government has been providing rice to the beneficiaries free of cost by paying rupees 3 per kilo to FCI. Okay, because the central government used to provide rice to the states under Food Security Act through the FCI, Food Corporation of India, at rupees 3 per kg. So this amount was not charged on the beneficiary, but the state government paid for this, right? Now as the center has decided that they will cancel this, central has decided to cancel this and give the rice free of cost. So this amount was around rupees 40 crore a month. So a huge sum will be saved by the center's decision. Now Assam government has also amended the Assam flood security rules, right? So Assam flood security rules states, one of the key features was that beneficiaries whose annual income was 1 lakh or less were eligible for getting benefits under the Food Security Act. So rupees 1 lakh or less per year, right? So they were eligible for benefits under Food Security Act. Now they have changed this and they have extended the limit by another 1.5 lakhs, that is in total rupees 2.5 lakh or less will be eligible for Food Security Act benefits. Okay, so this was all about this Food Security Act in the state of Assam. Then we come to sports news. This is on India Open. Yonex Sunrise India Open, which is an annual badminton event, and it has been held in India since 2008. This falls under the category of BWF World Tour Super 750. Now, BWF, that is Badminton World Federation World Tour, are divided into 6 levels, right? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's one more, Super 100, right? This is only for ranking points, okay? From here, the prize monies and all starts, okay? So here you can see Super 750 is India Open. This India Open is in this category, Super 70. Now, BWF, that is Badminton World Federation, was founded in 1934, and its headquarters is Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Okay. Then here you can see 2 youngsters. One is from Thailand, Kunlavut Vititsarn of Thailand, and An Se-young of Korea. Here, An Se-young of Korea. They are the singles champion in the India Open. So this guy, Kunlavut, he is just 21-year-old, and Miss An Se-young is 20-year-old. So a good talent for the future. So he defeated Kunlavut defeated world and Olympic champion Victor Alexen of Denmark, right? And here Miss Se-young defeated top-seeded Aka Yamaguchi of Japan to lift this India Open titles. Okay. So this was all about today's news analysis. We hope you are enjoying this series. Thank you for bearing with us, and we are providing this PDF in our Telegram channel. So you can definitely join our Telegram channel to keep yourself updated on what we are providing in our YouTube and also in our Telegram channel. We'll also be coming with our own materials soon in the form of website and app. So you can definitely join our Telegram channel to be updated on that as well. So thank you for joining this session. We'll see you soon.